Hey, so I'm in my car on my lunch break. It is officially my second full cycle since getting having my IUD removed. And holy moly, it's kind of a doozy of a situation. Like, I am going to make a detailed video about my experience with an IUD, why it had to be removed, what the perceived dangers were, what I felt like was my actual experience, blah, 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 how it affected my cycle, all that stuff. So I am going to make that video once I feel like I have enough medically accurate information. I don't want to misrepresent the products or my physicians or anything, so I am trying to get some information together for that video. But I did want to tell you really quickly, just kind of like basic experience. So I had my IUD installed, inserted, placed, I don't know what you want to call it, but I got my IUD about 18 months ago, so like the spring of 2014. Early spring 2014. So the like insertion process was fine for me. I was used to pretty severe cramps and backache and stuff during my period, and the doctor who did that procedure for me sort of said, you know, you should expect that kind of pain, like period type of pain, maybe more than you're used to feeling, but that is the type of pain that you should feel, you know, and if you feel pain that's different than that, then call me, blah, 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 blah. So anyways, that process was all fine. It did that like 5 weeks. You're supposed to have like 4 to 5 weeks for it to sort of wiggle around inside your body and kind of come to rest and settle. I did have to go in and have the strings trimmed. They were really long, and those puppies are sharp. Like, they were actually sticking slightly out of my vagina, which is really, really long. You should be able to feel them internally, but they should never be that far down. So I did have to go and have them trimmed because they were actually like cutting my skin. But they said that was fine and normal, and like that's just a part of the process of it settling down. So anyways, blah, 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 that all happens. I did not lose my period, but it stretched way out. So if you watch like some of my What I Wore This Month videos, or some of my videos where I talk about my cycle, you will probably know that I am used to, at least for the last, you know, year and a half, a really long, light cycle. Like, I typically would bleed 2 to 2.5 weeks lightly and then sort of spot the rest of the time. So that had kind of become the new normal for me. My symptoms in terms of cramping and body ache and emotional symptoms and all those things had definitely seemed to decrease, but the bleeding pattern was like all kinds of mayhem. Like, there was almost never a time where I wasn't bleeding. So I had just kind of gotten used to that. It wasn't a big deal. And then when I had to have my IUD removed, I almost didn't really think about the changes to my period. I just sort of figured it would change, but I didn't think too much about how. And what ended up happening, I did have a period, like I bled, you know, kind of in my cyclical way, immediately after it was removed. It was kind of time for my period anyways, and that one was sort of like it had been for about the last 18 months, like I said. But then the sort of constant light level of bleeding has totally like disappeared. I still have sort of discharge around ovulation and that sort of thing, but I'm not bleeding all month anymore. But the pain has escalated every time since having it removed. So I'm making this video on my lunch break in my car because it's just, at the moment, like, all I can think about. It's all I can think about is how much I hurt right now. So, I was like, well, I'll make a stupid video on my phone about it and bitch about my period like everybody else. So, but, you know, I'm going to, I work at a spa, so I'm gonna get, like, we have these nice hot packs, so I'm gonna get one of those for my tummy when I get back, and I'm gonna have, like, some kind of terrible carby lunch that I shouldn't have, and, you know, it's whatever, it passes, we all know this, but, you know, the difference, and how quickly those symptoms returned has been kind of a surprise, and also, you know, how, just how easy it was before I had to have my IUD removed. You know, it was definitely a different cycle, and I think probably different from at least what I hear a lot of people experience on an IUD. But the pain management was definitely there in a way I think I didn't fully appreciate. So, but anyways, look out for that other video. I'll also tell you right now I'm wearing, you've probably seen it in my what I wore this month's, my elephant flannel. It's like this cute purple and gray elephant flannel topped. It's one of my only PUL pads. It has hidden PUL. And then I brought backup of 2 things. I brought my, this one's a little stained. Actually, it's quite stained. But, so I'll try not to show the stained part. But my Spy vs. Spy pad. So I have that for backup. And then I also have this OBV Homestead Emporium pad too. So those are for later today. And that is that. I just thought I would share, and I appreciate you guys all hanging in. I know I haven't made a video in a while, but I appreciate you still being here, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.